Nowadays, we live in an epidemic of psychological outbreaks, such as depression, which affects 322 million people worldwide. Only in Brazil, 5.8% are diagnosed with this illness, meaning 11.5 million Brazilians have depression. Advances in measuring the fatal and non-fatal consequences of these diseases has also enabled a more systematic comparison of them. Panic attacks can happen out of nowhere and they involve a great amount of fear. They come with frightening physical symptoms, such as racing heartbeats, shortness of breath, or nausea. Unexpected panic attacks can happen without an obvious explanation. The expected panic attacks can happen because of external problems, such as phobias. These attacks can happen to anyone, but having more than one may be a sign of panic disorder. Even though anxiety attacks are very common, they are not recognized in the DSM-5. The DSM-5 does, however, define anxiety as a feature of a number of common psychiatric disorders. Some of the symptoms of anxiety are worry, distress, and fear. Anxiety is usually related to an anticipation of a stressful situation, experience, or event. It may come on gradually. Because of the lack of diagnostic recognition, the signs of an anxiety attacks are open to interpretation, meaning the symptoms may vary in each case. Besides that, you can also experience both an anxiety and panic attacks at the same time. Anxiety attacks may lead to a panic attack. Unexpected panic attacks have no clear external triggers. Expected panic attacks and anxiety can be triggered by some similar things. Some common triggers include a stressful job, social situations, phobias, memories of a traumatic experience, chronic illness or pain, withdrawal from drugs or alcohol. Anxiety and panic attacks have similar risk factors. These include experiencing trauma or traumatic events, experiencing a stressful life event, living with a chronic health condition or a life-threatening illness, having another mental health disorder, using drugs or alcohol. People who has an anxiety has a higher risk of experiencing panic attacks. However, having anxiety doesn't mean you will experience a panic attack.
Just because I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me, okay? Can you just
Fortunately, doctors can't diagnose an anxiety attack, but they can diagnose anxiety symptoms, disorders, or panic attacks. The diagnosis, your doctor may conduct a physical exam, blood tests, a heart test, or a physical evaluation. Through this information, we created a digital platform called Focus, and with it, we can achieve three solutions: the technology, which is the app and the watch itself, basic human needs to fight the epidemic, and other resources, how easily it is to use the app and the platform. At the world we live in, we're exposed to a lot of situations that can affect our mental health. Extreme stressful moments can happen at any time. At home with your family or at work, this kind of problem can't be predicted. Multiple studies prove us that people who live in the 21st century became more mentally unstable than before. Multiple situations, people go through traumatic events that leaves a lot of scars later, and those scars are the biggest concern when it comes to mental problems, because they can start symptoms that later could become a depression, panic attacks, or anxiety situations. Everyone should have some kind of emotional support, especially those with a diagnosis of a mental issue. Unfortunately, not everyone that really needs specialized help, like psychologists, get the real proper attention. With that in mind, our group created a digital app with the objective of helping as much as we can. Nothing is better than speaking to a real person, and the symptoms will not go away easily, but our app can calm a person suffering from a panic attack or anxiety attack by showing them simple instructions. The system will also show the user the closest hospitals and psychologists disposed to help them in person or with a call. These situations are exactly the focus of our app, with a simple system of phrases that are advanced with just a touch on the screen. Instructions are given to the user that are in crisis. For example, the app will start telling the person to take a deep breath, count to 10, or look around, search for familiar faces, if possible, go somewhere ventilated. With a digital system of diagnosis made by a simple questionnaire, the app will indicate the best decision that could be taken, since the basic instructions until it makes an automatic call to emergency contact. The person must fill the questionnaire with the name so that the instructions can be given in a more personal way. And then after that, he has to give the age, gender, his medical history, his emergency contacts, and for last, he has to leave the locations available for the cell phone so that if you need to make an emergency call, for example, call an ambulance, that it could be done. We believe our app should be available to everyone, regardless of age, sex, or social class. Therefore, we decided that this service should be free for download. Our main sponsor will be the Ministry of Health and the state government. We would also make an agreement with private hospitals and psychologists to create a map with all the locations available. This is also good for them so they can have new clients. We also had the idea to create an expansion beyond smartphones and adapt the app to the Apple Watch as well. The Apple Watch or any other smartwatch can check your heartbeat. With that in mind, we realized that the Apple Watch or any other smartwatch could be used to check for anxiety and panic attacks. Someone with an accelerated heartbeat, the watch would detect it and would automatically start the app and calm the person down. This could be useful to prevent a panic attack or anxiety attack because with that technology the watch could tell the person before it starts that she needs to go for help or already start showing her the instructions. After a lot of discussion, we still had to make an important decision: what would be the name of our project. We revised all of the stages of the instructions we're giving to the users who are suffering from a mental crisis, and we realized that the most important thing of all was to remain focused. Focus on a familiar face, or good music, or even a good smell. It doesn't really matter as long as it keeps you sane. So, based on that, we decided to name our idea as Project Focus or just Focus.
Therefore, using technology and science, we'd be able to help people from all over the world who suffer from anxiety, panic syndrome, and many more mental diseases. With the click of a button, your app will tell you personalized information on what to do to come out of a crisis and where you can seek help if needed. Lowering the cost, we will make it available from anyone who wishes to download it. As a result, we will democratize access to mental health.